On The Young and the Restless, tomorrow, Friday, August 8th, 2025, Billy's loyalty is tested again, and so is Adam's. We've got the photo spoilers of what's coming up. Victor hasn't made it easy for Adam. He has been pressuring him to write hit pieces about Billy, but Adam hasn't complied. But now that Kane is in town, things are less about petty revenge and more about family protection. Victor wants to distract Kane and convince him to go after the Abbotts instead, giving him and Adam time to figure out his master plan. But to do that, Adam is basically throwing Jack to the wolves. He told Victor he's willing to do what he needs to protect the Newman companies, but he also has promises made to Chelsea. Can Adam balance all of his commitments and not lose the respect of the people he cares about? Someone who has loyalty to only herself is Phyllis, but she needs to have an ally or two if she is going to get what she wants. Phyllis aligns herself with Kane, but she has Billy believing they're working together on some level as well, or at least he thought that. When Billy and Phyllis see Jack at Society, where will his loyalties lie? Let's see what's going to happen on tomorrow's episode. Adam and Chelsea have coffee at Crimson Lights. Does Adam fill Chelsea in on Victor's plan to get Kane to go after Jabot and the Abbotts before the Newmans? Once alone, does Kane have any other plans he wants to share with Phyllis? Can Phyllis secure her position with Kane? Or is he just keeping her close by, knowing she's a wealth of information, but a loose cannon? At Society, does Phyllis have a warning for Billy? Or is she actually wanting to help the Abbotts? Why in ours, Jack is less than impressed with Billy already, but the fact that he and Phyllis are working with Kane might cause him to be a little too vocal with his opinion. When he's alone with his brother, will Billy tell Jack the truth about what he found out from Kane about his plans for the Genoa City businesses he is targeting? Maybe Jack and Billy can come up with their own plan to protect the Abbott businesses. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. At Crimson Lights, Devin and Lily discuss a rough video call with Nate. He's devastated about his brother and trying to be strong for Amy. They hope she'll move there despite what's happened. Lily admits she's struggling too. She can't believe Damien and Chance are gone because Kane had to play God. She's pissed he's back in town. They go over Kane wanting to get back with Lily, and she scoffs that it won't happen. She thinks he's a monster now. Devin, contrary as always, recalls that they were once a perfect couple and points out that Ashby was willing to sacrifice his life for her. He doesn't think he'll let go very easily, and Devin doesn't blame him. Lily guesses her brother's thinking of his late wife, Hillary. Devin admits he once thought he'd never get past losing her. Suddenly, Victor walks in. After discussing Chance's death, talk turns to Kane. Victor stuns Lily by suggesting that it's not a good idea to avoid him. Lily, unsurprisingly, argues the point, but Victor coaxes that Kane might confide in her. Lily's not up for being used again. The mustache warns that Ashby will come after their company too. They need to find out about his plans. Lily must make him believe he has a future with her. Think about it. Audra joins Sally at Society, orders a stiff drink, and launches into a rant about Kyle. She set a trap for him like Victor wanted, but had a small setback. Kyle called her out, and the mustache pulled the plug on Vibrante. The old man even wants her to repay him. Sally gives Audra a reality check. She knew she was playing a dangerous game. Irked, Audra tries to leave, but Sally stops her and warns she may have underestimated Kyle's commitment to Clare. Audra fumes that Kyle underestimated her. He thinks he's knocked her down for good, but will never see her coming. Sally tries to talk Audra out of pursuing revenge, but her pal isn't a quitter. She's convinced it's still possible to make Clare see the truth about her boyfriend. Sally's more worried about what will happen if Nate finds out about the deal she made with Victor. Hilariously, Audra declares that Nate will never find out. The only thing she's worried about is telling Nate her company is gone. Sally suggests she tell him she decided Victor can't be trusted. Tell him a better offer came along. Audra can't pile on more lies. Sally squints. What if it's not a lie? At Newman Media, Adam orders someone to hold off on the Billy Abbott piece as Claire and Kyle enter. Claire declares that they want to make a deal and explains she is no longer trying to please her grandpa after he humiliated Kyle. She'll live life as she sees fit, and Victor will have to deal with it. Claire tells Adam they want to buy his apartment. Adam sighs and paces. It would be problematic for him to do anything against Victor's wishes while he's trying to keep him in check. Refusing to explain further, Adam assures Claire he understands her position, but suspects they want his apartment to tick off Victor. Just then, the man himself appears, chuckling over them wanting Adam's place. Kyle asks if he thinks he can control every house and apartment in Genoa City. Victor smirks. "What makes you think I can't?" Victor wants a word alone with Claire, but she shuts him down, and she and Kyle walk out. Adam suggests his father accept that he can't stop young love and let it go. Victor argues it's infatuation. Adam wonders why his father needs the distraction of Kyle and the Abbotts when they're going to war with Cain. Victor confides his plan to use one enemy to cross the other. He'll get Cain to focus on Jabot as his first target. Adam approves but warns this could push Claire even further away. Victor knows what he's doing. He calls Cain and says they need to talk. At Crimson Lights, Esther's on the scene, lamenting to Devon and Lily about the loss of Chance and Damien, who was a nice man. She's grateful Nick will be okay and asks if it's true that Dumas turned out to be Cain. They confirm it. Knowing what this means for Lily, Esther gives them their order on the house. Just don't tell Sharon. Once alone, Devon hopes Lily's not considering what Victor suggested. Lily thinks Victor may have a point. If Cain goes after Winters, they'd have what they need to stop him. She's sure he's up to something big and worries her ex has become like his father. Lily wants to protect her kids. Devon points out that deceiving Cain isn't smart or safe. Lily argues it might stop him. Just then, Esther reappears to complain about them not eating their muffins. Once Esther's gone, Lily tells her brother that Victor's right. She's the only one with an in with Cain. Devon worries that this idea is dangerous. Lily asks, "If not me, then who?" In society, Sally confides in Audra that Billy may be teaming with Cain Ashby to take back Chancellor, and she'd then be running Abbott Communications. Audra's suitably impressed. Her friend asks, "Why don't you come and work with me?" After some debate about Billy, Audra takes to singing her same old song. She needs to figure out her next move on her own. Kyle and Claire walk in and spot Audra and Sally at the bar. Both Kyle and Sally sense a confrontation coming, and they're not wrong. Claire marches over to Audra and snaps, "I know what you tried to do." Audra tells the blonde that Kyle is a weak man, and leers, "Did he tell you nothing happened?" She says if he did, he's lying. Audra admits he didn't leave his phone charger behind, but says he was definitely in her room. "Weren't you, Kyle?" Claire spins to face her boyfriend. Kyle tells Audra she's desperate and embarrassing herself. Audra insists her only plot was the perfume battle, and it was Kyle who had other ideas. She's sure Claire has a flicker of doubt, knowing she and Kyle were once involved. She claims he was coming onto her like old times, and suggests Claire open her eyes before it's too late. As Sally herds Audra out the door, Kyle pleads with Claire to tell him she didn't believe any of that. Could Audra become Cain's ally in his Genoa City business takeover? Audra is back to square one on The Young and the Restless. Her plans for Vibrante fell through, and now she's contemplating her next move. Audra's plan to get back into the business world could have her teaming up with Genoa City's newest enemy, Cain. Audra thought she had a surefire way to get back into the business world. All she had to do was break up Kyle and Claire, then Victor would fund her new company Vibrante. Unfortunately, Audra failed in her scheme, and Victor declared their deal over. Now, Audra's still unemployed and unsure about her future. But things might take a positive turn for Miss Charles when she sets her sights on a new business partner. On X, a fan named Sharon speculated the possibility of Audra joining Cain. It's no secret that Cain wants to take over all of the Genoa City businesses. He's already recruiting Phyllis and Billy, and Audra could be the newest member. Audra is fuming after Victor ended their deal, and since Cain wants to take down the mustache, Audra will be eager to help. With Audra's business skills and persuasive attitude, she'd make a great asset to Cain's team. But will Phyllis want to work with her? There's bad history between Phyllis and Audra because Audra broke up Kyle and Summer's marriage. Phyllis is not the type to forgive and forget, so she'll still have a grudge against Audra. There's going to be plenty of clashes as Kane assembles his new team. But can he convince Audra, Phyllis, and Billy to work together for the greater good? The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of August 11th suggest some twists. Fans can expect Kane Ashby to ambush Lily Winters. Meanwhile, Audra Charles faces the consequences of her actions. There should also be some more moves regarding Clare Grace Newman's plan to live by her own rules. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Kane, who will be moving back into Genoa City. The man was warned to stay away, especially after Damian Kane and Chance Chancellor's deaths. However, Kane is on a mission and isn't going to let anything stop him from achieving those goals. Expect the American version of the train car to arrive soon, over with Phyllis Summers. She will have to stay on her toes. The redhead supports what Kane is trying to do, but isn't too pleased with having to work with Billy Abbott. Meanwhile, things could get messy for Billy and Sally Spectra. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of August 7th suggest that Kane could ambush Lily. Even though Lily has sworn multiple times to everyone that she doesn't want anything to do with Kane, it's clear she still does have feelings for him. That's why he infuriates her so much. However, the events in Nice won't be easily forgiven. So, Kane will have to do something pretty spectacular in order to gain redemption. Over with Sharon Newman, she could continue thinking about that kiss with Nick Newman. Meanwhile, Mariah Copeland could face more demons from that fateful night with the bar stranger. At some point, Nate Hastings is going to find out about Audra's games in Nice. I wonder if Clare Grace Newman might give Audra a taste of her own medicine. While she is in love with Kyle Abbott, she is also done being nice. At this point, she doesn't even know that Kyle and Audra shared kisses and got very close to passion. So, that could create a complication for Clare after she moves in with Kyle. Could Clare come to the realization that Victor Newman was right about Kyle all along? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of August 11th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Thank you, Young and Restless. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we were super icked out when the show had Victor pimp out Audra in exchange for his financial backing of her new company, and we were deeply upset that she went along with it. But the character came to a major turning point in the August 6th episode, delivering a speech to Jack that was so sharp, we were surprised that it didn't draw blood. In an instant, we felt like, oh, whew, Audra is saved. This is the take no prisoners, don't try to BS me Audra that we've always wanted and occasionally glimpsed. It all started when Nikki, nose in the air, told off Audra as if she herself was someone who'd never executed a plot. Then it was Jack's turn to read Audra for filth. She let him have his say about how despicable she was to try to break up Kyle and Clare for a cash grab in Victor's wallet. But then she let loose in freaking spectacular fashion. And what? Kyle is just this lost little lamb with no free will? She quipped. But by all means, Jack, defend and protect your adult son from the very scary woman. You know, actually, why don't you give him another title at Jabot, or another division? You should build him a house, hand him another trust fund. Protect him at all costs, because I'm the villain here, she concluded sarcastically. How terrifying for you all. Not to put too fine a point on it, but Audra's speech was straight up money. She refused to let Jack act as if Kyle, who slept with her before his marriage to Summer, was over and has a child with Tara, who was hitched to Ashland when Harrison was conceived, was some naive Boy Scout. Furthermore, Audra touched on something that often aggravates us about Young and Restless. The fact that 99% of the characters are Richie Riches, who never had to work for what they have. Kyle, and for that matter, Billy, Nick, Victoria, Abby, and Lily, were born in the executive suite. Kane got rich off of Catherine's largesse and his father's schemes. Devon was adopted by the affluent Winterseas, and then, on top of that, Issiat inherited zillions from Catherine. So we love the idea of someone on the canvas who is more like the next Drusilla or Ryan McNeil, a have-not who has to scratch and claw and do whatever it takes to get where everyone else in town already is. Go, Audra, we say, and score one for all of us have-nots. The young and the restless spoilers tease that Lily Winters will help set a trap for her ex-husband, Kane Ashby. Lily knows that Kane must be stopped. She fears for everyone important to her if she doesn't find a way to stop Kane in his tracks. Lily's motivation to stop Kane from self-destruction outweighs her distrust of Victor. It might lead to a partnership with the clear goal of defeating Kane and stopping his takeover of Chancellor Industries, Jabot, Winters, and Newman Enterprises. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that Lily knows Kane must be stopped at any cost. That prompts her to make a questionable decision. Victor calls Lily and requests she visit him at the ranch. Lily immediately knew what the topic of the meeting would be. She weighs her options before arriving for their chat. When he asks her if she would be willing to work with him on a special project, she pretends she doesn't know what he wants to ask of her. Y&R spoilers reveal that Victor asks Lily to work with him to trap Kane so he can defeat him in this messy corporate war. He explains that Kane wants to take over Newman Enterprises, Chancellor Industries, Jabot, and Winters. Lily pretends to be stunned, fully knowing the extent of Kane's twisted plans. Lily finally agrees to work with Victor. She informs Victor that she doesn't trust him, but realizes Kane must be stopped. She not only fears for the corporation's fate, but also the well-being of her children. She cannot believe he would cause so much chaos in Genoa City. She doesn't want the twins to learn about his plans and how he was responsible for Damien Kane's and Chance Chancellor's murders. Lily doesn't waste any time and plots to take Kane down. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that she asks Kane to meet her, hoping to convince him she wants to talk. When the talk turns to business, Kane shuts down. He doesn't want to involve her in the corporate war, revealing he wants them to talk about getting back together. The young and the restless spoilers state that Lily will try to keep the conversation to business, but Kane seems determined to manipulate her into considering reuniting. Y&R fans, will Kane convince Lily to get back together? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Remember to watch The Young and the Restless, airing weekdays on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Haley Aaron teased Claire's tougher side, and why she's not holding back anymore. Claire has a new attitude. She doesn't care who she crosses, even her own family. However, she will save most of her anger for Audra rather than Victor, who doesn't approve of her relationship with Kyle. The young and the restless star Haley. Aaron gave fans a taste of what to come. Claire feels as if the rug was ripped out from underneath her. She got her family back, only to lose her father, Cole. In an interview with Soap Opera Digest, Aaron shared what's going through Claire's head. So yeah, Claire isn't biting her tongue anymore, and I love that. Aaron admitted that it's about time for Y&R fans to see this kind of tougher side of her. Claire is not pulling any punches. She's letting her voice be heard, even if it's not the right moment to do so. Her first punching bag will be Audra, who tried to blow up her relationship with Kyle. Michael Mealer. She's definitely going to give Audra a taste of her own medicine, Aaron teased. Audra's seduction plot failed. Kyle called her out on it. However, Claire doesn't know all the details of what went down in Nice. Kyle made out with Audra in just a towel. She'll be fuming once she finds out. I think she knows from the beginning that there's more to it, but she's eager to believe him, that she lets it lie, Aaron said. Claire found out that her grandfather is behind this plan, yet she's willing to forgive Victor rather than Audra. I think the wishful thinking of having the family that she's always wanted, she's willing to look past certain things and forgive Victor and accept him and accept his apology, Aaron explained. Later in the interview, Aaron noted that Claire doesn't want to lose her grandfather, especially since she just lost her father. So even though she's hurt and upset by it, she is going to let it go for the sake of the family. But that doesn't mean Audra's getting away with it. The Y&R August 7th spoiler suggests that Claire will seek revenge on Audra. She does not have the same grace for Audra. Definitely holds Audra more responsible for allowing herself to be used in that way and physically be the one to perpetuate the act, Aaron explained. What are your thoughts on Claire's new attitude? Do you like it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that, unfortunately, Audra Charles was unsuccessful in breaking up Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman. She was hoping to seduce him in Nice but failed miserably. Victor Newman has relinquished his agreement to fund her new company now, but no one should ever count Audra out of the corporate game in GC. The Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans that Kane Ashby has rolled into town, and the gazillionaire is ready to take over Genoa City, literally. The only problem is that he needs some allies in town. Phyllis Newman is all in, but Billy Abbott may be on the fence. As it stands, Holden Novak is Kane's right-hand man, so as Audra is still unemployed, could he place a good word in for her? Plus, Kane got to know Audra in Nice, and as she's worked for Newman, she may be an asset to his plan. The truth about Audra's deal is bound to come out, which means her romance with Nate Hastings is a ticking time bomb. If Holden gets her a job with Aristotle Dumas, as she has experience running Newman Media, Kane may offer her a role at Newman to run it, or any of its high-profile departments. Then again, maybe Kane has another job in mind for her, and as she's worked with Novak in the past, they may make the perfect team for another project he has in mind. But could working so closely with Holden rekindle some sparks between him and Audra? They were also once involved, so anything is possible. Fans can tell Holden is smitten with his ex, and if Audra is single, old feelings could develop. Could working with Kane turn into a new chapter for Audra, which triggers business success and a steamy new romance? In the recent episode of the CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless, aired on August 7, 2025, Lily was torn when Victor urged her to pretend she still had feelings for Kane to get him to reveal his plans. At first, she said no, but after talking to Devon, she started to think it might work. At Society, Clare confronted Audra about Victor's breakup scheme and caught her lying about Kyle. Audra hit back by claiming Kyle came onto her first. Meanwhile, Victor told Adam he was using Kane to go after the Abbotts. Adam wasn't thrilled, but agreed to support the plan to protect the family, even as Clare began to question Kyle. At Crimson Lights on The Young and the Restless, Lily told Devon she was done with Kane and saw him as manipulative. Devon admitted Kane seemed genuine in Nice, but Lily didn't care until Victor arrived with an idea. He wanted Lily to pretend that she still loved Kane to learn his plans and push him out of town. Lily was shocked by the suggestion, but after Victor left, Devon's warning made her think twice. He worried Kane might see through it. Still, Lily began to consider the plan, thinking it might be worth the risk. At Newman Media on The Young and the Restless, Clare and Kyle tried to make a deal for Adam's old apartment, hoping to involve Jabot ads. Adam turned them down, not wanting to upset his good standing with Victor. When Victor found out, he shut it down and asked to speak with Clare alone. Clare, tired of his control, refused and left with Kyle. Though they seemed united, trouble soon followed. At Society on The Young and the Restless, Audra told Sally she had lost Vibrante after Victor pulled his money. Sally reminded her that she knew the risks. Audra said things with Nate were still fine and brushed off the kiss with Kyle in Nice. Sally offered her a job at Abbott Communications if Billy stepped down. Audra thanked her, but wanted to decide on her next move alone. Sally also warned her not to go after Kyle, but Audra didn't seem to care. Clare and Kyle walked in at Society on The Young and the Restless, and Clare decided to confront Audra. She accused her of lying about the phone charger. Audra admitted it, but claimed Kyle came to her room and made a move. Kyle denied it and said Audra just couldn't let go. Audra tried to plant doubts in Clare's mind before walking away. Kyle begged Clare not to believe her. Clare stayed silent, leaving him unsure where they stood. At Newman on The Young and the Restless, Adam asked Victor why he was so focused on the Abbotts when Kane was still a threat. Victor explained he wasn't ignoring Kane, as he was using him to take down Jack. Adam didn't like it, since he still respected Jack, but he agreed that family came first. As their talk ended, Victor called Kane to set up a meeting and move his plan forward. The Young and the Restless preview for the week of August 4th reveals Kane Ashby will prepare for battle by gathering his troops. Also coming up, Victor Newman will have a suggestion for Lily Winters. Plus, Clare Newman and Kyle Abbott will make an appeal to Adam Newman. Y&R, spoilers, tease Kyle and Clare, desperately want to move in together, and even tried to buy Adam's condo. However, Victor put the kibosh on their plans, forcing his son to renege on the purchase. So, they'll show up at Adam's office. He'll ask what brings them by. Why else do Newmans drop by each other's offices unannounced? Claire replies in the Y&R weekly preview. To make deal. Meanwhile, Victor will run into Lily and Devin Winters at Crimson Lights. He'll ask her if she's aware that her ex-husband Kane Ashby is in Genoa City. Lily will say she and Devin were just talking about that. I plan to avoid him at all costs, she'll add. But Victor will have another thought. I don't think that's a good idea necessarily, he'll reply. So, will he suggest that Lily spy on Kane to find out what he's up to? Finally, Phyllis Summers will meet up with Kane in his hotel room. He'll tell her someone else is going to be joining them. Well, they must be a heavy hitter if you're letting them into your business world, she'll reply. Then he'll open the door to his suite, and Billy Abbott will be standing there. Who's ready to make some waves? He'll ask Kane. But do Billy, Phyllis, and Kane plan to take down Victor? Hey, Y&R fans! Are you enjoying the new CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. In the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless, airing on August 7th, 2025, the drama in Genoa City heats up as Victor takes action against an old rival, and Claire stands her ground against someone trying to cause trouble. Loyalties will be tested as the tension builds. Tomorrow, fans of The Young and the Restless can expect Victor to ask Lily to help him go after Kane in a professional revenge plan. At the same time, Claire warns Audra to back off, especially when it comes to her relationship with Kyle. The day will be filled with secrets, bold moves, and power plays. Kane's return to Genoa City has caused concern on The Young and the Restless, especially for Victor, who sees Kane's growing business goals as a threat. At the coffee house, Victor meets with Lily and Devin. What starts as a friendly chat quickly turns serious. Lily says she wants to stay away from Kane and avoid drama, but Victor has another idea. Victor suggests Lily use Kane's feelings for her to send a clear message that there's no chance of them getting back together and to help stop his plans. Lily doesn't say yes, but the idea makes her think about how far she's willing to go to protect herself and those she loves. Devin's thoughts on the situation will be important too, as he shares what he thinks about both Victor's plan and Kane's next move. At Newman Media on The Young and the Restless, Kyle and Claire talk to Adam about moving into his old apartment. It seems like a simple request, but there's more going on. Claire thinks the apartment is the perfect place for them to start fresh, but Victor's influence is still a problem. Adam remembers that Victor told him not to allow the move, and now he's stuck between keeping peace in the family and agreeing to what Kyle and Claire want. Kyle is determined to get the apartment for Claire and isn't going to back down easily. Claire also makes it clear that moving in isn't just about the apartment, as it's her way of standing up to Victor and showing she's in control of her own life, even if it causes some trouble. In another part of Genoa City, on The Young and the Restless, Claire confronts Audra after finding out she tried to seduce Kyle, something that was part of Victor's plan. Claire, angry and protective of her relationship, tells Audra to stay away for good. The tension between them is strong, and Claire makes it clear she's not scared and isn't going to let Audra mess with her relationship anymore. However, there's something Claire doesn't know that can cause problems. Kyle hasn't told her the full truth about what happened in Nice, where he had some intimate moments with Audra. If Claire finds out, it can break her trust and make her feel completely betrayed. For now, Claire believes she and Kyle are solid, even though Audra hints that Claire may not know the whole story. With trust being tested and hidden truths waiting to come out, The Young and the Restless is setting up another dramatic episode full of emotional twists and power plays. She could have a powerful ally in her corner. Audra lost everything to Victor, but she shouldn't give up easily just yet. If Audra wants her eye on the prize, She should look to his enemy to get what she wants on the young and the restless. If Audra plays her cards right, a shocking twist is in store for her. One Y&R fan brought up a clever idea on a Reddit thread. Audra may not need Victor if she still wants to get her hands on Vibrante. She still has a connection to Kane through Holden, who's now working for him. Kane asked Holden to keep a close eye on the Newmans. Audra could convince Kane to help finance Vibrante if Victor doesn't want to. She doesn't care who finances it. All she wants is the shiny prize at the end of the day. She'll also get ultimate control over the business. It doesn't have to be connected to Newman money. She just needs another financier to jump on board. Fans took to the thread to share their thoughts. One suggested that Audra shouldn't have turned down Tucker's offer, but that's old news now since he's out of sight, out of mind. Audra should never have turned down Tucker's offer of glissade, free and clear. She's been under Victor's thumb or unemployed ever since, that person wrote. Another fan suggested that Audra needs to lock down a billionaire. This move could get her the life she desperately wants. Audra's going to need a job and a man. Maybe Holden will be the one to get her back on track, another person suggested. They would be the perfect pair to scheme and sleep together. It would be exciting to watch. Other fans don't think Audra will get that far without Victor's money. She will always be seen as the underdog, and that's what makes her a captivating character. After losing out to Victor, she told Jack that the rich will always win, while people like her will always be seen as the poor losers. Audra's little speech to Jack really highlighted to me what makes her a great character, very unique on the canvas right now. She is that classic soap character of the schemer town tramp, an outsider from a dirt-poor background, and will do anything to get what she wants, someone else concluded. What are your thoughts? Do you think Audra could get the upper hand over Victor? Would you like to see her win? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.